You ever wonder what it's like to build a road in ancient Rome? Me neither. Today we're going to review Via Appia. Let's check it out. In the game, you're going to start off with your little player pawn, a Roman person here. They're going to start right here in Rome. You're also going to have your little point tracker here. It's going to start at 1. It's going to go all the way around to 50. Once you make it to 50 and have to go back around a second time, you'll get this 50 plus counter token to show that you've already been around the board once. First player token will look like this. You're also going to get a little cart to hold all your stones, and I'll talk about this in a minute. And you're also going to get this cool little player shield that looks like a little house there. Also has some rules in there that I'll get to in a minute. Now, the game comes with this awesome little beast here that I'm going to show you, the Stone Crusher. They give you a little cardboard example of how to put it together through steps 1, 2, and 3. It looks complicated at first, but it's very easy to put together. And depending on the number of players decides on, the turn order decides on who gets what. Now it says, starting player gets this, 2 small gray stones and 1 coin. Second player gets this, third, fourth. So it basically tells you how each one of them start off depending on what turn number they're going in. Now, the other thing you're going to do is you're going to put out 7 cards here that players are going to be able to pick from. Now, I say these are cards. These are actually cardboard, beautiful cardboard tiles that are top quality, which you would expect no less from a Queen's game. So, in the game, you have a number of choices of what you can do. The first choice you can do is choose one of these little tile cards and select either the coin or the stones to pick. So let's say I went first. I'm going to take this one. Now, I can either get 2 coins or 1 big stone. I want 1 big stone. So I flip it over, showing that one's used, and I grab a big stone from the quarry. Now, I just put a few of the stones there. There's actually a huge whole bag of them here. But that's where those stones would go. And so I take this with me and I would place it behind my player shield with any money, of course, that I have in the game as well. Now, let's say the next player goes and they decided to do the same thing and they wanted this one and they took 3 coins and so they flipped it over. So now it's my turn again and I'm going to go back here and I'll say I'll pick this one. And the game keeps going back and forth like that. But here I get to choose one or the other. I want the 2 medium stones. Well, now, for my third turn, let's say the next player, he picked this one and took the stones to it. Okay, so now it's my turn. Well, what I get to do now, I have another option finally. Instead of picking these cards, which now, by the way, now that we're down to 3, if I pick another one of these cards, I get both the coins and the stones. And so that's really cool. But what I want to do is I want to crush some of these stones and make some steps for our road. Because that's the whole point of the game, is you're trying to build a road all the way here. And so what you can do, you can pick either 1 or 2 stones. I'm going to pick 2 stones. I'm going to pick the big one and the medium one. And I'm going to put them in the crusher. Now, this is one of the coolest aspects of the game. If you've ever seen those little arcade games where you drop a quarter in it and it pushes all the other quarters over the edge and you're trying to get all those quarters to pop over, this is the same exact mechanic, except you're doing it with these stones. So what the rules say is you take one of the stones, place it behind this black line here, and then you can push it gently. You can't slam it in there. You have to press it gently and push all the other stones there and see if you can get one to fall off. So I'm going to press it in there. No, I didn't get anything. But remember, ta-da! I said I was going to push my big stone too. So I put my big stone over here, and now I go to crush it. So here we go. Let's see if we get any of them to drop. No, I am terrible at this game. Okay, so let's say, though, that I did get a few to drop. Any stones I got to drop, I would collect those into these little stepping stones, these roads here. Now, this one's for small stones. This is for medium stones, and this is for large stones. And I would also put them in my cart once I get them. And as you see, you can hold up to 2 large stones that go here, or 4 medium stones and 4 small stones. Now, if you don't have room for one of your stones, you're going to have to throw one of the stones out of your cart and discard it, or discard the stone that you just received back into the discard pile, because you can't hold any more stones than what your cart will allow. Now that, let's say, as the game goes on, I have 3 options now. I can press more stones, get more steps here, or I can pick one of these cards again, or my third type of action is I can start planting road. And as you see, there are outlines for each one of these roads on where I can put each step. And of course, large steps would go like this, and they're all shaped the exact shape on there. Now, when I first build, I have to build either a small, medium, or large. Doesn't matter which one, just whatever I pick. So I picked the large here. Now, the next choice, if I want to continue building, which I can build a medium, a small, or a medium here. You see there's lines that connect all the way through this and kind of spiders through each one of these rows to let you know which stone you can place next. So I would also place a medium stone. And then finally I could place a large here, a small here, or a small here. I'm going to place my small stone here. Now, for doing that, a few things happen. For instance, the first thing I have to do is I have to collect these little tiles. And I only put 1 in each area, but there's several more that come with the game. And what you're supposed to do is every time you lay a tile on any type of these roads, you're going to pick up an A, B, or C token for each stone step that you created. Now, this is going to come in handy later on at the end of the game. So I would collect 3 of these, and then I would calculate my points and move myself up on the point track. And your player boards tell you how much laying each stone is worth. So small stones are worth 1 point, medium stones are worth 3, and large stones are worth 5. So that would be 5, 8, 9. So I would go up 9 points on the victory chart board. Now, there's other things that you can do that you have to do before you can start building onto this next road. I have to get my Roman citizen to go all the way and travel to this city. Now, how to do that is where coins come in handy, because when you pay coins, that's what moves you down the road. And again, the wonderful player shield they give you tells you how far you can move by paying a certain amount of coins. For instance, if I pay 1 coin, I can move 1 space per turn. That's another option I can make. So see, now I have like 4 options. I can pick a card, crush stones, plant steps, or move. And so here, moving 2 spaces would cost me 3 coins. Moving 3 spaces would cost me 6 coins. So let's say I paid 3 coins and I would move 1, 2. Now on my next turn, I can move 2 more spaces and move here and get to this area. Now you want to be the first one there. You can travel down other people's roads. Let's say another player was, maybe the second player. He was building a road and he built a road out this way. I could travel this way if I wanted to. You can travel on other people's roads. So once you get to the city first, you're going to pick up one of these little victory tokens. First player to get to each city will get 6 victory points. Second place will get 3. Third place gets 1. And if you're playing 4 players, the 4th player gets nothing. But one cool thing happens when you reach each one of these cities. You're going to put one of these little orange markers next to the city. And that's going to tell everyone who hasn't made it there yet that travel just got cheaper to that city by 1 coin. So for instance, if you want to move 1, that's a free move. If you want to move 2, you would only have to pay 2 coins and 5 coins to move 3 spaces. And as other players reach the city, you'll be putting more of these on there so that travel will get really cheap and cheap and cheaper. Now this is kind of a catch-up mode for helping last place catch up and stay in the game. Now, as you're doing that, you're building for each road here, and you're moving around the point track, and you're doing the 3 options. There's one more option here on the cards I haven't mentioned yet. Let's say we get down to 1 final card is left. Well, not only would I get that coin in the stones, but I would also pick up this token, which lets me press a 3rd rock in the quarry if I wanted to. Remember, I told you the maximum was 2. But if I have this tile, whenever I want to use it, I can crush 3 stones in the quarry. That may give me a chance to get extra stones to build. So it's kind of like an extra bonus that's on the last card there. Now once the last card is revealed, you'll take all these, wipe the board clean, and then take out 7 more from the deck. Now, there's not that many cards in the deck. You're going to have to reshuffle it a couple of times to get a good variety as you play the game, but that's what you're going to be doing, reshuffling the deck, choosing cards, crushing stones, laying road, or moving across that road. Now, the game ends in 2 ways. If you finish all the stones here, the game's over. Once the first player reaches here, the rest of the round goes through. So if he was the first player, everyone else would get 1 more turn. If he's the last player in the turn order, then that would be it. That would be the game. But then everyone gets 1 final turn that round, and whoever can make it there to get those last points. After that, you calculate who had the most of these for each type of road. So, for instance, if I built the most steps, and I had most of these tiles at 5 maybe, let's say, and the second player at 4, I would get 8 points, second place would get 4. And you would do that for each one of these roads. If there was a tie, then first and second would split 8 2 different ways, and third place would get nothing. After all that's said and done, you add up all your points, all your little point markers here, and the person with the most points wins. Final thoughts, what do I think about the game? Well, folks, Queen Games just keeps the hits on coming. This is another great game that I really love. I love that little pressing, going to the quarry and pushing those rocks. Like I said, it's just a very unique mechanic that you do not see. I don't see it anywhere, and I would never have thought of that either. It's so smart. It's a quick game. It moves very fast, which is a bonus point for anyone looking for a game that's going to be quick. Even with, I think we played like 4 players, the game just sped through. I want to say it was only 30 minutes. It felt like 15 minutes actually. It felt like half that. But I'm sure it was around 30 minutes. But we rushed through it real quick. We were having a great time. Knowing when to get those coins, at first you're just going and trying to get all the stone, then you realize, oh no, I need coins so I can start moving. And you have to find that perfect balance on when to move and when to crush stone, when to lay stone, because you may be helping someone else who can move on your road too. So there is just a mad dash to get there, but along the way you want to make sure to build a few other things so you can pick up those tokens to get those bonus points at the end. It is a quick game, it's an easy game to learn, and it is incredibly fun. So should you get this game? Yeah, I actually see this very cheap online, even new. So with that in mind, I think this is a win-win for any board gamer who loves these type of simple, quick, fun games. All right, folks, that's all the time I have for now. Until next time, game on.